You tell him, King Leo, you silly boy.
I would like to welcome you all to Lion's Den Court. Today, I'll be defending one of the most sought-after villains, Mr. Ryomen Sukuna. Today, my client, Mr. Ryomen Sukuna, has been charged with mass murder, terrorism, arson, torture, and also body snatching. But my client has told me on multiple occasions that none of these things were him. My client is a curse, king of all curses. But my client is also a very gracious man who enjoys long walks in Shibuya. He also enjoys food from the local cafe. My client is also a very prominent fan of cosplay. But today, I'm going to explain to you why my client, Mr. Ryomen Sukuna, is innocent for all of his crimes. Firstly, we'll bring Mr. Yuji to the stand. The first few things I have for Mr. Yuji is that he willingly allowed Mr. Ryomen Sukuna into his body. He ate one of Mr. Sukuna's fingers, willingly knowing the consequences of eating said fingers. He also made not one, but multiple vows with Mr. Sukuna, all while knowing the previous crimes held against my client in the Heinen era of jujutsu sorcery. He still willingly went into cohorts with my client to committing said crimes of mass murder, arson, and also body snatching. But doesn't this also mean that Mr. Yuji is also liable for some of these crimes? As you may say, Mr. Sukuna took over Mr. Yuji's body, or Mr. Yuji was not conscious at the time that Mr. Sukuna committed all these crimes. But let me ask you this. If they didn't have any suspicion of Mr. Yuji being the so-called suspect, they wouldn't have sent Mr. Yuta to execute him. They would not have tried to execute him at the beginning. They would not have tried to put him up for execution in the first place if they were not suspicious of Mr. Yuji's cohort or Mr. Yuji's involvement in a multitude of the crimes. You could say that since Mr. Sukuna was in Mr. Yuji's body, that was the only thing that they could think to do. But I disagree. If they are so-called sorcerers of jutsu, I'm sure they could have found some way to get Mr. Sukuna out of Mr. Yuji's body. But they did it. So therefore, I stand on the defense of it is Mr. Yuji who we should be throwing behind bars rather than Mr. Sukuna. You can say that they are one and the same, but I disagree. Next, I would like to bring Mr. Gojo, or half of him, to the stand. I would like to bring Mr. Gojo up to the stand. As for Mr. Gojo, and as well as the other couple people, Mr. Sukuna was provoked by a multitude of people, not just Mr. Gojo, but multitude of other sorcerers and other curses. Mr. Sukuna was therefore provoked by these people into inducing violence. Even if Mr. Sukuna didn't want to fight or didn't want to and meant physical harm onto anyone, he was forced to. Even in the beginning, Mr. Gojo, Mr. Satoru, attacked my client here, and he forced his hand. Because tell me, Your Honor, if you were attacked, would you not fight back? Would you not defend yourself? And yes, Your Honor. I would like to say that my client, Mr. Sukuna, was fighting in self-defense. He was fighting in self-defense of himself and also Mr. Yuji. Because as I stated before, it is not body snatching on Mr. Yuji. Mr. Yuji willingly let Mr. Ryomen Sukuna into his body by consuming one of Mr. Sukuna's fingers, all beforehand knowing the consequences of doing so, the consequences of knowing what would happen if he ate the finger, and he still decided to do it, allowing Mr. Sukuna into his mind and body and his soul, and also making vows with Mr. Sukuna. But again, with Mr. Gojo, could you not tell me that you did not provoke Mr. Sukuna the first time you guys fought? Exactly. Thank you, Your Honor. I close my case there with Mr. Gojo. Thank you. But also, I would like to state that he is also not a human. Mr. Sukuna is a curse. And therefore, I would like to bring up Mr. Sukuna's ancient crimes. I don't think that we should hold Mr. Sukuna accountable for any of his ancient crimes that were committed 1,000 years ago. I don't think that any of the newer laws should be applied to anything that happened back in the Heian era. While Mr. Sukuna was human, and he did commit a few crimes before, we're in a new day and age, and we're in a new era where Mr. Sukuna shouldn't be tried how they would have tried him back then. Because I believe my client, even though he hit dismantle on a couple of people, he's an amateur surgeon. He is not a licensed surgeon, but he's an amateur surgeon working to get his surgical degree. So a little bit of practice didn't hurt. All the incidents in Shibuya were just a little bit of minor renovations. Maybe a little bit too over the top, but minor renovations to a city that needed it. And as well with Mr. Gojo and the rest of them. But honestly, Your Honor, I would just like to place on the case, who can really stop my client anyway? There's no one strong enough to even stand against my client. There's no one strong enough that can even beat my client. So therefore, who can really put my client behind bars? That is what I would like you to tell me, Your Honor, before I close my case. Because I personally believe that my client is being prosecuted unfairly. That my client should be prosecuted by hands. As we've seen before, he is more than half the man Mr. Gojo is. And he is also fully more the man than Mr. Megumi. Would I not add that he did save Mr. Megumi on more than one cases with the whole Maharaga incident? And also, Your Honor, if I were to add, Was Mr. Megumi not the one who summoned Maharaga in the first place? And Mr. Sukuna was the only one strong enough to stop him? Therefore, should my client not be seen as a hero rather than a villain? Was there anyone there strong enough to stop Maharaga? Or was Mr. Sukuna the only one capable of doing so? If my client, Mr. Sukuna, did not stop Maharaga, yes, the city would have still been destroyed. And yes, I know the city got destroyed anyway, but I think a little bit of collateral damage is just the least amount that could have happened if my client did not stop Maharaga. So, therefore, Your Honor, my case stands, and I think that my client should be released as innocent. As I will state again, who can actually stop my client? Nobody can see him in hands. Nobody's going to run him a fade. But I think we'll leave it up to the jury and let them decide. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please go down in the comments and let me know you think if Sukuna should be thrown behind bars or if he should walk free. And if you guys enjoy videos like this, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for coming to Lion's Den.